I'm likely to take a break from creating content. If something comes to mind, I'll talk on it. But overall, I want a break from social media because it's driving me absolutely crazy, to be honest. I'm not controversial for the sake of being controversial, you know. I'd rather not have things to speak upon. But unfortunately, the world is an absolute mess. And I'm sick and tired of, like, I know, I recognize so much, it's ridiculous, my awareness. You've got the situation with Liam Payne. I've just literally spoke about it, where it's disgusting how it's getting reported, and everybody's just jumping on the bandwagon. I don't even want to say the name, you know, because it's not fair. It just let him rest in peace. And a video's just come up amongst many others. So let's be honest, I'm getting flooded, and I'm sure everybody else is. Now his father's gone to where it happened, and he's leaning over the balcony to look. You know, and why is someone recording it? You know, it pisses me off. They act like they got decency, and people are like, "Oh, I feel so sorry for him." It's like, we shouldn't even be seeing this shit. That's a private situation. People feel so. That's what winds me up with society in general. People are like sheep. They're most thick as shit, in all honesty, and it is the way it is. I'm not here for a popularity contest. I'm not here for people to adore me. I'm here to shine a light on things. You know, people feel so self-entitled, like they have this entitlement to situations. You know, so for instance, if you're obsessed with someone, you're entitled to know what's going on with them. No, you fucking ain't. That's part of that. You don't know them people. They don't know you. If they don't know you, then you don't exist to them. That's real. That's real. So just because you've got an obsession, you've got a CD and you play it all the time and you go, oh my God, I'm so in love with them. They don't even know who the fuck you are. You are not entitled to an intimate moment with the family. Get a reality check. That shit pisses me off all day long. Then you get the social media content creators who just keep harping on about it. They keep creating content. I'm not going that way. I'm not interested in that shit. I've got to take myself away from it because I'm going to freaking explode. You know, I'm seeing content, and I'm not someone that likes to leave negative comments. I'll create my own content and I'll leave it. There's some I've got very close to commenting on. I've got very close because I'm like, you know what, you cretin of a shit, you know, and I get really, I can get quite spiteful, and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, take yourself away because you're getting pissed. The other thing is this Lieutenant Dan from the bloody hurricane thing. I spoke about it from a point of view of karma, in terms of the fact that some people, you know, they act like they don't want something, then they do, and then they blame other people. He's saying he did, you know, there's a recent video come up. I didn't even want to watch it. Harping on about the fact that he's not even aware of the level of fame, you know, he didn't ask for all this and that. It's like, yeah, you've got 700,000 followers now and you're creating content on that platform. If you don't want fame and celebrity, then don't create content. Your star will fade. But of course they're creating the content, so they do want recognition. So, you know, they're just deluded. Like, forget all that shit. It's entirely fucking negative. I hate it. I can't. This is what I don't like. I don't like influencers and all that shit. And I hate how deluded people are. This attachment to people, it triggers me like shit. Because people are fucking nuts. They are really nuts. It's crazy. They don't focus on their own life, so they're so obsessed with other people, you know? It's mad. I try to shine a light on things to make people like start focusing on themselves, become the main character in your fucking journey. It's like, goddamn, what we got to do? Put them, do you know, the Shire, the horse shires, where you got to put the things on? You literally got to try and find a way to make people channel into themselves so they don't keep fucking going everywhere else, you bloody morons. See, I'm not in a good place, man. I'm getting fed up with people. I genuinely am, and I hate it when it gets like this. So that's that side. Why is my camera acting like a prat? Oh, piss off. What a load of joke. I feel quite temperamental at the moment. But anyway, I saw a recent film with Blake Lively, and I hadn't really seen her content before, but it was really good. It was that one, It Starts With Us, is it? And that made me buy the book. A bloody good film, and I thought she was awesome in that. I didn't even know who she was. I knew she was married to Ryan Reynolds. Didn't know her personally, haven't seen her in anything else, so it's new to me. And she's got a bit of a reputation here where people are saying she's not a nice person. But in all honesty, Ryan Reynolds comes across as really nice. In his earlier work, I thought maybe he wasn't, because maybe it's a front, you know, because some people can act too nice. But he seems nice. And I haven't seen any issues with her. So I'm watching this video, not really interested. This was really I just started watching it because I'm intrigued by her, because I don't really know her that well, and I'm interested in the way she's portrayed. But really, it was a distraction from the other content that's been irritating the shit out of me, to be honest. But this is from this is a news company, whatever, Metro Entertainment, whatever the fuck that is, but it's got a blue tick. Yeah. So anyway, it's saying Blake Lively accused of being rude to another reporter. Well, actually, it says report. They couldn't even write properly. After second interview resurfaces. So I watched the video and I was like, where was she rude? and I think this is the point. In the media, they like to vilify people. So people could do that with me, for instance. You can pick out segments that are your worst parts of your life or an accusation, and they'll jump on it. I've always said that. I couldn't give a shit what anyone thinks of me. That's the difference. I couldn't care less. When someone wants to form a false narrative, by all means, but I'll freaking end up having the last laugh in the end because I don't let people get away with shit. So if a journalist was to target me and make a lie, then I'd make sure to find out about that journalist and I would put them in the spotlight for it. So that's just the way it is, tit for tat. That's the thing. You don't. I say this all the time. Don't talk on people if you don't want to be talked upon yourself. You don't get immunity from that. No. So be careful. There's a situation with Blake Lively. I watched a video and I was like, "There's nothing wrong in this video at all." So we watch it together. Let's all watch it together and let's see where people maybe they would perceive arrogance or something, self-entitlement. I thought she was very fair. Actually, I thought she was. Because even by the end, if she had attitude, by the end she would still have attitude. She didn't. She just pulled him up on it.
So do you feel free now to try everything? I mean, what is the next 5 years of? Well, in terms of trying, I mean, you apparently are not going to sing if you didn't think you can sing.
I sang in this movie.
Well,
did you see the movie?
I did see.
So I think what it was is like you don't know how it's got to that point in the conversation anyway, and it seemed to me like the person was trying to almost like ridicule her a little bit, like to say like almost like, "Do you do anything else?" And yeah, so he sort of criticised, even maybe saying about singing, and she's like, "Well, I did sing in the movie," and he's like, "Well, did you see the film?" And it's quite obvious by listening to this guy hasn't seen the film at all. So it's why interview someone on a film you know nothing about? It's fig, and then she has to sit there about. Imagine that. You have to keep doing these stupid public appearances to promote things. It must get tedious when you know someone is just dense as rocks, in all honesty. It's like my patience wears thin with people, and I'm transparent about that. For God's sake, my camera. But yeah, I'm transparent about that stuff, I wouldn't be able to tolerate someone that's got no interest in whatever they're asking you about. There's no point having a conversation then. If someone's genuinely interested, you can vibe off each other and flow, and I'm sure she's like that. But you put them around the wrong people, yeah, it's tedious.
See the movie, but I mean,
we're gonna give you a pop quiz.
There's gonna be a pop quiz every minute of it.
Yeah.
It's a complicated pop quiz though.
Yeah, it would be complicated. Yes.
But I mean, is everything on the table? Or are you now like at a moment where you're kind of okay? That whole Gossip Girl thing is behind me, and I'm done the movies that are, because it feels like the movies that you've chosen are each a departure in a different way.
Yeah.
See, the way she said yeah was polite, but if you look, she's just talking about the fact that this guy doesn't really have any knowledge of what he's asking her, and she's just like, well, if you have, then we'll ask questions on it later, can't we? And it is a challenge to it, but I don't think it was any arrogance, because if you look at her now, her demeanour hasn't shifted in a negative way. It's almost like she has got her arms crossed. If you look at body language, she's got her arms crossed, which means she's defensive. We can go back there. I'll pick up on everything. This camera's actually doing my head in. So she's quite open at the beginning. She's a little bit reclusive because she's got her hands crossed there, and she is still defensive, but she did open up.
Everything to try. I mean,
if we look at body language.
We're gonna give you a pop quiz.
There's gonna be a pop.
Yeah.
Is everything on the
she
table?
Quite really. She went proper defensive. She proper held herself tight.
Or are you now like at a moment where you're kind of okay? That whole Gossip Girl thing is behind me, and I'm done the movies that are the next 2 or 3 years of what comes to you.
Well, the movies I just did are pretty in line with that. I just did a movie with Paul Feig called A Simple Favor and Anna Kendrick, and that movie was so much fun. I got to play so many different women within one.
So do you?
I'm sorry, I didn't see any arrogance there at all. So I think these news. This is the problem with journalism. This is why I don't have respect for the field. I don't have any respect for half of these people, to be honest. It's ridiculous because they're just trying to. Everything's for gossip. Everything's for controversy. That's all they're built on. The newspapers are the same thing. I think they're all shit because I've said it so many times. You can create articles. You don't have to name the people in the articles. You can create a story without having to ruin someone's life in the process. And that's all this shit is all the time. I'm sick of it. She didn't do anything wrong there, so I just think they're grasping at straws to create headlines. Really, they're trying to destabilise her career. Why? I've got no idea. And sometimes people do this. Let's say Ryan Reynolds is at like the height of his popularity. One way to destabilise him because they can't get to him because of his status and fame and recognition and the way people perceive him. Maybe one way to get to him is to try to get through her. And that's what I'm thinking. It's wrong. It's pathetic. It's arrogance. And you know, I'll remember some of these bloody names. If I'm ever in the spotlight and they want an interview with me, I'll tell them fuck off. I don't care. I don't need them to like me. If I think someone's a cretin or I think an establishment's a dipshits, then I'll stand by that. You know. Like I said, I don't intend to be controversial for the sake of it, but I'm sick and tired of this shit, man. The world's crazy, and people are too busy trying to be famous off the back of anything. And some people have just got no talent, so they have to destroy someone else in the process. Hence why they're trying to go after her. Idiots.